We're only 6 chapters into Boruto Two Blue Vortex, and we've already seen some insane abilities and powers, from Boruto's Rasengan Uzuhiko to the Flying Raijin to Shiden Nagashi to the Purple Lightning Blade. I mean, we've also seen Boruto and Kawaki literally flying, but not just Boruto, we've also seen Mitsuki's Snake Sage mode and Kawaki just chilling in the Daiku Koten. But one monster ability that was teased at the end of Boruto Naruto Next Generations that we've yet to see is Sarada's Mangekyou Sharingan. Let's get into it. So what is Sarada's Mangekyou power? A fair amount of foreshadowing has suggested that because her Mangekyou Sharingan spawned from a place of love rather than the cycle of hatred, that she'll have some sort of influence based on that love. One theory is that it would be similar to Amaterasu, and I think the sun sign in her eyes that resembles Sasuke speaks to that. And so one theory is that it's something like healing flames instead of Amaterasu. Here you'd get an homage to Itachi as well as an homage to Naruto. Another theory is physical strength enhancements as an homage to Sakura's Byakugo seal, right? And a lot of theories that I've seen online have kind of drawn this similarity between her Mangekyou ability and Sakura's Byakugo seal. I think that the way that Kishimoto has been shaping this up and foreshadowing it, I feel like the similarities are probably going to be more in line with Naruto, which really leads me to my next point and my theory here, right? Which I'm not necessarily sold on, but I want to just float it by you. So over the course of her story, we've seen repeated parallels to Naruto, from starting with her goal to become Hokage, all the way to her being a overqualified genin in Boruto Two Blue Vortex, and now you've got other ways in which she's kind of being disrespected and overlooked. It seems like all of the other characters around her have become overpowered, but we just know she's got this latent ability kind of coming down the pipeline. Those are all parallels to Naruto's story. The big other ability that Naruto had in Naruto Shippuden is this effect that he just had on people, right? And that's something that really from the get-go of Naruto's story throughout the manga and the anime that we've seen, that the readers have affectionately called Talk no Jutsu. So what if Sarada's Mangekyou Sharingan ability is something of a look no jutsu, right? Something that is not necessarily as undefined as the Talk no Jutsu ability, the undefined characteristic that Naruto has, but a more defined Sharingan ability, a Mangekyou Sharingan ability, where she either looks, makes eye contact, or does something and has a large impact both mentally and emotionally on the subject of her Mangekyou ability. And so the key question here is, how is this different from Kotoamatsukami? And how is Talk no Jutsu different from Kotoamatsukami? The main difference is consent. The main difference is consent. And we've seen Kotoamatsukami a few different times in Naruto Shippuden, the first and kind of the most famous being when Edo Tensei Itachi used it to get himself out of Kabuto's mind control genjutsu during the 4th grade Shinobi War. The other example is when Danzo used it on Mifune from the Land of Iron at the 5 Kage Summit, right? And that was a weaker version. That version got found out, and then Mifune snapped out of it, and then Danzo escaped when Sasuke attacked. But both of those versions of Kotoamatsukami have one thing in common, and that thing is that it's a brainwashing that involves zero consent. The people that are put under Kotoamatsukami did not know that they were about to be put under Kotoamatsukami, and then after that they don't have any control over their actions and their reactions, right? Whereas Sarada's ability could be more similar to Naruto's ability, which largely went undefined, right? But what if Sarada's ability works with the consent and the existing feelings and beliefs of the subject rather than just brainwashing them, right? It pulls on the heartstrings, so to speak, of the person that she's using it on. And that would also give a nice contrast to Sarada versus Eida, right? Which is kind of this thing that has been teased over and over again. And Kishimoto himself said that one of the large conflicts that he envisioned in this story was a fight between Sarada and Eida, right? The battle between Sarada and Eida. And so I think that that's coming. I think that we are going to get that. You have one person who's literally got the world under a genjutsu, and the other person who can change the belief set and influence the belief set of a multitude of people, right? I think that would be a really, really cool contrast. You know, the other question is, how will she use it, right? How would she use a power like that? Or how will she use her Mangekyou Sharingan? And look, we've seen her Mangekyou Sharingan already. We've seen it once. Technically, she may have already used it on Sasuke when she whipped it out for the very first time, right? When she unlocked her Mangekyou Sharingan, she looked Sasuke in the eyes and she made a request that he take care of Boruto. And then throughout the rest of chapter 80 and the flashback scene that we got in chapter 5, what we found was that Sasuke was repeatedly telling Boruto, hey, I'm not really doing this because I believe you. I'm doing this for my daughter. What if there's some amount of her Mangekyou ability pulling on the heartstrings of her father? Her father, by the way, who's a pretty stubborn guy and doesn't just listen to just anyone. Of course, you know, narratively, he has a lot of respect for his daughter, he loves his daughter, all of that. But nothing in the story up to this point has suggested that Sasuke is all of a sudden, especially in a most grave time when somebody has killed his best friend, that he's all of a sudden going to take advice from a 12-year-old, even if it is his 12-year-old. So yeah, I think that there is some question marks there in terms of what was influencing Sasuke other than him just having noticed her Mangekyou. Maybe it's that the Mangekyou actually had some sort of power over him. I know that's a fringe theory, but give me your thoughts. I would love to hear them. And if you haven't had a chance already, please like and subscribe and comment with your thoughts.